All right, so since we're having the six-man podcast on Pich,
Sure.
I thought we had to start with some six-man questions.
Yes, the only number that has been retired by the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, from these guys, from Luke and Jonathan.
From apparently these guys.
So the most valuable six-man, gentlemen, I'm going to give you four, so one is going to have to get brutally cut. Starter, backup, and bench. Who would you think is our most valuable six-man? Is it Cole Anthony, Terrence Ross, Jalen Suggs, or Moritz Wagner? And just a little context, this is not what you think will happen. This is what you feel, what you want in that innocent heart of yours, that pure, capable shinobi heart. Have we gone off the rails already?
Is that a thing? Do shinobis have hearts?
So how you boys just want me to, I'll just go through it. All right.
Yeah.
And
okay.
So we won't take turns on who starters, right? We're just going to go, I'll just go through it. Right.
Yep. Talk us through it.
So my starter of these guys is the guy who has stepped up in the absence of Wendell Carter Jr. It is Moritz Wagner. He is my starter in this situation. Just because of the value we know that Dell brings to this group, and then what Wagner has been able to do in his absence. You experience the win streak in his absence with Wagner playing pivotal minutes, doing incredible things. Always never have to question his heart either. And on top of that, when he's balling, it's just the perfect recipe. So my backup is Jalen Suggs. Really, the Chicago game just skyrocketed him up my list in general.
Interesting.
I'm putting Jalen there.
Okay.
T. Ross as my bench. And this is listen, boys. This is a lot to do with what you've done, right? So Wagner and the win streak. Suggs wins the game against Chicago. Terrence Ross, he's just been available. And that's what it comes down to.
The best ability is availability. The best ability is availability.
Wow.
And I don't know, man. That leaves Cole Anthony. So in this instance, Cole Anthony is getting cut. I just feel like there's a little bit of ball stopperish things happening when Cole has the ball. Pivotal moments. He's taken threes early in a shot clock that I feel like the ball could have been passed around a little bit. I don't know really what it is with him. I know he's a certified chucker. He shoots 32% from three. And Terrence Ross gets the nod ahead simply because of availability. And then Cole, he can do his thing. And when he gets hot, it's fun. But when he is not hot, it is not fun at all. So that he is getting cut.
I love it.
I am surprised at what I have just heard here. Not entirely surprised because we've had our own separate private conversations on some of these players. What I will say, although I do understand the frustration with Cole Anthony, I'm not ready to give up all the way on Cole Anthony. And I do think that this role is his best path forward to being a really solid pro, being the sixth man. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and start Cole Anthony because I do understand the frustration. I understand the concern, but I do feel like we've talked for a couple of seasons now about how Cole is like what you would want in a sixth man. And if he can find a way to get anywhere near the level of play that we saw at the beginning of last season, then he's perfect for that role. After that, I am going to go Moritz Wager just because he's been incredible as of late. I don't know. And the reason he's like the sixth man backup for me is because I don't know if he's like really suited to be your very first guy off the bench. Like you want to bring somebody in that's got some offensive firepower.
Okay.
He's going to get things going for that bench unit. But he's just been great. So like as of late, I was just talking to Pich as we were kind of talking about obscure, Magic players and, owning their jerseys and whatnot. He's got the Robin Lopez. And I've got to say, like, Moritz Wagner is my next jersey purchase. I'm really going to be looking to make that move pretty soon here. And he's ballsy, man. He's got moxie. He's got spunk.
Yes.
He just plays with such a tenacity and a chip on his shoulder. And even though I wouldn't classify him as a dirty player, he just gets underneath people's skin. And to me, that is so much fun.
Yep.
This is where you are going to be very surprised. My bench is going to be Terrence Ross. And I will get to why in just a second, why I am cutting Jalen Suggs. Terrence Ross has just been so great in that role for so long. He may not be as consistent as he once was, but you've seen it a couple of times this season already. At any time, he can sub into the game, get hot, and just change the dynamic of a quarter for you.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong, Pich.
The reason I am cutting Jalen Suggs is because to me he's a starter, a actual starter, not a sixth man. I'd like to see.
I see what he did there
for this team long term. So that's why I would cut Jalen Suggs for my most valuable sixth man.
He found a loophole, Pich. I thought this shit was airtight.
Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Six Man Show says we should cut Cole and Suggs. Thanks for coming.
Let's make that the headline on this episode.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's the thumbnail.
Right.
Well, a lot of people do have Moritz Wagner jerseys by accident, right? When we thought that Franz was the first jerseys pressed for Franz were 21. So there's a lot of Moritz jerseys out there, more so than you might think.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Where do you land on these? Are you feeling like
I agree with Jonathan. I agree with Jonathan, but I'm not gonna take the easy way out like he did. Find that loophole at the end. All right. My order is the same. Jalen's left out because of, again, we were talking about the best ability is availability. I'm a little worried about him, right? That he's had this ankle issue now. It's repeating. He is now the player in the dark that we've heard nothing about, that just kind of faded into the dark alleyway. And will he ever come out? We do not know. I'm a little bit worried about that. The guy goes 1,000 miles an hour. He's shown himself to be very capable when he's on the floor, but that as yet has been a difficult feat for him. So I'm going to respectfully leave him out of this. And I have Cole as my starter as well. Okay. And the reason I like this is I think he's got the most capability to do the things we need. He's a dynamic ball handler and scorer, has that punch off the bench. And the secondary reason that I like it is because I want to stagger Moritz a little bit more. I want Moritz coming in after, but Cole's going to get Franz. Franz going to come out, get a blow, have some rest. Moritz is going to go in, and then you have the Wagner brothers and the Deutschland playing more minutes together. So that's what I really want, you know.
It is fun to watch them together, for sure.
Yeah, and then Terrence Ross, just out of respect because I like his podcast. I don't know. I have not been super pleased with his minutes. On one of our reactions, I said, I'd rather see those minutes going to Caleb Houston, and then what does he do in the Hawks game? I think he dropped like 10 in the first quarter or something on my head. So
and then
respect, Terrence. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, sir. You can be on the bench of my six man.
Well, I agree with you guys on Moritz. I've got him as my starter because when I'm thinking about a six man, to me, if I'm not thinking about your guys' podcast, I'm thinking about this guy is so good that if the guy in that position goes down, he can fill in and we don't miss a beat. And right now, he's showing that with Wendell out. He's stepped in, and we've been winning. So it's kind of hard to ignore that right now. Otherwise, I would say Cole, who I have second here, because I feel like you do. Like, he's scoring pop off the bench that we need, and it's helpful. I have Suggs on the bench because I love when Suggs is good, but when Suggs is sporadic, it's just like, all right, bro, calm down. Like, he hit that shot against the Bulls to win that game, but earlier in the game, he made some dumb plays that like could have thrown that game away. So if he misses that shot at the end and he just goes rogue and takes it, I don't know if everybody feels the same way. But
he made it.
Not that it all comes down to one shot. I mean, I love that he's got the dog in him, and I feel like he's going to improve, which is why I want him to be on the bench and get better. T. Ross, I don't even really want him on the team anymore. I'm sick of watching him play. He bothers me. I'm sorry. He just bothers me. I can't. His lack of defense is just so weird, and then every once in a while he just gets hot for no reason and he doesn't hit open shots. He has to be like super covered to hit them.
That is true.
Like, if our team is going to level up, we can't keep a guy in our roster because he has a pulse, because he has a podcast, because he's a veteran and he's been here for a long time, or because he's a nice guy. See also Chuma Okeke, KK.
Yeah.
So you got to get those guys out of the lineup and guys in that can produce or will improve to get better. And T. Ross, he already hit his ceiling a while ago. He's a mid-level player, and there's no room for him.
So can I add something here?
Please do. Please, I can't end on that, Luke. Help me.
Okay, well, it's about Jalen Suggs. And I think that while I get frustrations with some decisions that he makes, Jalen Suggs leads the team in assists at 5.4 a game. Jalen Suggs leads the team in steals per game. Jalen Suggs is locking up defenders.
Yeah, agreed.
Offensive players, I should say. I just don't see how he gets cut from this.
Oh, I don't cut him.
I did. Tables. Luke Sylvia.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I think that maybe
you have turned a new leaf with Jalen Suggs. That is it's just delightful to hear this. I have to tell you,
dude. I
was so much time. No, you guys don't know. I spent so much time in our group chat arguing with Luke that Jalen Suggs was good, and the last month and a half, seeing this has just been the crowning achievement of my life.
Wow,
he's blossoming right before your eyes, Jonathan. The biggest Jalen Suggs. That I didn't expect though. I didn't expect that he would lead us in assists. I don't think that will be the way for long.
We didn't have point guards for a while, so I'm not that impressed with that one. But obviously his steals are there. His defense is there. That alone would be a reason to put him over T. Ross and keep him on the squad. He plays defense. He can play both sides
because he plays defense.
Right. Yeah. Cole is not great on D for sure, but Cole can just come in and at least he's a bucket. He can score.
Yeah.
And we need scoring off the bench. So what's that?
He's a 32% from 3 bucket.
Yeah.
You're
not wrong, Luke.
He's in spurts, and it is what it is. We'll see what happens. But at this point in time, man, I can't justify Cole over Jalen, to be honest. Statistically and what he's been able to do this year, I don't know.
But it's better post-game interviews? No? That doesn't count for anything? I thought, if we're counting T. Ross for having a podcast, you got to put something on that.
That is a factor.
I just couldn't dump on T. Ross 2 days in a row, man. 2 recordings in a row.
Okay.
I gave it to him last time. I had to give him something now.
I guess. I'm sure he's a nice fella, but we're talking about trying to win and improve the squad here. So.